Today we're going to be dealing with rank description and ship complement. Uh, First, ensign. Experience decides the first uniform field, as you know. Ensign first class. Stress test performance compatibility in the 98th percentile. These are your, engineering screen, medical's white, red's red. These are the uniforms and ranks that are accomplishable through Starfleet Command School Academy. When you graduate and become a member of the Starfleet crew, number 3 is Corporal, Standard Operation Procedure Officer. Number 4 is Command Sergeant. After 3 years, you'll be able to change your uniform and your field of expertise. This will allow you to better navigate the conjoined system. Number 5 is Lieutenant, then Lieutenant Commander. After this, you'll be accessible to get into the communication arrays, stations, outposts, way mission starships. Rank 7, Command Captain Commander. Basically the number 1 on a starship. Observation Starship. This is the ship captain. Communication Starship and Deep Space Outposts are number 9. These are the ones who watch over and keep track of the ships in the quadrant. Command Captain, and number 10 is a Ship Admiral. The Ship Admiral generally is the Fleet Admiral. They are given their own ship, but the main objective is to be at the station. After this same rank would be General Analyst as the Fleet Admiral. Everything after that is for later. Crew rotation, as I told you before. The crew goes 4 shifts, 6 hours a day, 24 hours equals 24 hours a day. The bridge staff does 3 shifts with 8 hours each. Switches accordingly. The Enterprise has 366 crew members, 366 officers. Each shift, there's 30 in the science, 30 in engineering, 30 in medical, 30 in security for every shift. There's also the rest involve shuttlecraft, and we'll be there the whole time. After the first 3 years, you'll be able to change your suit and be able to go to our command school. It's not command school. This is the place to expand and experiment. It's not really there to teach you. It's there to give you the tools to allow your innovation to increase your output, in training simulation modes, dealing with biological mechanics, psychological sciences, engineering, in all the ways you can possibly come up with. It lets you decide if you're going to really want to switch your uniform or go deeper into it. And as that has opened up for you, we also have the cargo docks. These are where the SP examinations come in. These are 100 tests that you will build your skills. They are holodeck oriented, and we will be putting you through the most rigorous. This is where you become a pilot. This is where you become really everything you need to survive in space. We will be getting into that more thoroughly as time goes by. But, like I said, this is where the pilots come in. We're going to automatically assume that you go and have already, because you're a member now. You've been there, you've already about to change your uniform. Now, everybody knows the Enterprise splits into two halves. So, now this is where it comes in. The way missions are the speeder, the lower half. The observation deck is the top half. Well, the captain runs the top half. So, here we go. You just pulled up your one solid ship. You're being followed by a communication ship. It keeps track of you. As a mission is called in, the commander becomes the captain of the lower half, and the captain stays in charge of the top half. Now, whether or not they're on two separate assignments, the captain of the observation saucer will always maintain observation on as the communication ship stays in between. This is building him, the ship captain, building him up to be the captain of the communication ship. This is him building up because he has already been into the commander's spot, which has required, we'll get into that when we get into the bridge operations. But now, there are 64 armored transport shuttles in both the lower half and the upper half, and 39 security shuttles in the upper half and the lower half. Every shift, those are manned. So out of the 366, 178, I believe, are just pilots. These are, we'll get into it more later. I'm just we're going to get you to know this ship. Now, each half has the exact same utilities in it. The warp nacelles, the things that are on there are two of them on the speeder, which is the lower half, and there's two of them inside the saucer. They are both warp capable, and as such, fully capable of doing everything. Each one has its own engine room. Each one has its own hall of holodecks. Each one of these, the holodecks are the big thing. There's like 100 of them each, and they run on the red, yellow, green unit. As you go in to the higher ranks and you become a crew member, when you're in a department and you need to figure something out, you're able to go into the holodeck, and if there's none open, the people who are off duty the alert changes and they get thrown out. So you can go into it and go and do your results and get your results and get back to what we need. Each one, the top and the bottom half, have walking areas with trees and grass and real life stuff, malls and restaurants. Each one of, now that you've moved in, we're going to call you off duty now. The two crews know who they are by, as you get into it. But you'll get moved into a room, and your room will be based on, if you're a beginner, a recruit, you're going to be in the observation half. You will not be on the way missions. That's for the advanced crew. Well, you know what I mean. Each room, however, are also holodecks. You can decorate the outside of the front however you see fit, and each room inside can be fully decoratable how you see fit. Whether you want it standard and just change the holographic windows to the outside, whether you want to make it an ice tundra, we really don't care. It's your room, it's off duty. More advanced level of control holodeck systems will be turned off when you leave. It all shuts down. But as the door opens, the presets turn back on. And now, with that, there's even a lot more you can do, depending on your psychological state, because every person is tracked in the starship every bit of the time. There are 7 full transporters waiting at all times. So if the ship gets a hole blown out, which you'll learn is nearly impossible, but then you go flying off into space, they will beam you back in. You don't have to worry about that. But with these tracking things, they'll be able to monitor your emotion so that when you wake up, you can preset the computer to go by your emotions and have a preset storyline already in play to get you out of it, all the way down to the I don't feel like dealing with this one right now scenarios. You program it yourself. This is your room. We're going to get all into that later with the engineering core. But this was about letting you understand that, we're going to, trust me, I beat the Kobayashi Maru in under 15 seconds. This ship is going to make you guys something. And we will get into the holographic stuff and the warp core and all of it eventually. But right now, the ship is set, and let's deal with the hull missions, because you're wondering how we're not going to win. Well, I'm going to trust y'all as if y'all are bridge staff, because right now, as Starfleet stands, if there's a mission on some other place, right, and not even in your quadrant, that requires help, and all of us general analysts are occupied on other things and can't do it ourselves, then we will recruit the Enterprise and they will go into way mission mode. So now there's 2 ways this happens. You're either able to separate the ship and go there, or you can use the communications array network between ships and base starships and star bases and the communication arrays to visually link up with the ship that needs help, right? So you're able to get all of their information, put yourself there without ever detaching yourself from it. You can use the holodecks to put yourself on the field of the actual that's being watched. Because, as everybody knows, it doesn't matter who you are, whether you're part of the Starfleet or not. If anybody can go and pick up the frequency, anybody can go on the computers and see live time view anywhere. And, technically not in the ships. But even, there's communicators for that. You can't go to people's houses. But you can get live time anywhere in the universe, that's occupied. So now you can go, and we'll get more into this later. But like I said, you can do that without ever separating from the ship. But as far as it's concerned, both ships are separated. Because in an instant, it can require you to have to break off and go out there. So you'll be uncommunicated. You'll be already in your minds on a different ship. Any other time when the ships are connected, no more than 64 of the transport shuttles and 39 of the security shuttles can be used. As far as the whole universe is concerned, those are the only ones there are. There's only the 2 docking bays. It's not known that there's 4. This is part of the SP stuff, that you try to keep quiet. But, just like the top ones, warp nacelles, they're inside the saucer hidden. They can still go warp. They're there. I will give you a full diagram of it. It will explain all of it, from everything all the way to these ships are deconstructible. By the time we're done, you're going to realize that the ship can shut down, but the air will still be good because we use plants inside the walls, and with the other plants, it's able to use our CO2 to feed, and nitrogen we exhale to feed the soil, which feeds us. So we have an entire life support system that doesn't even run on electricity other than the lighting. And once we get into the electricity system more in depth, you'll understand how this system does not break. We will show you the key that, but this was all about rank, so we'll cut this off now.